I heard everything that I need is already in my circle, and that patience is a part of the message. Literally, like, this match will not light. Maybe there is something in your life that you are having a hard time starting, or is not really getting with it the way that you're wanting it to. There may be something in your life that needs a second chance, a second try. It could be for you. I don't have that information yet. Sometimes it takes a little bit for something to get going, and forgiveness is something that's lacking in this world right now. There is not enough forgiveness in relationships or with ourselves. It feels like it's one of those things that we hoard and we don't gift out. Where does Spirit want me to start with the cleansing of the energy? Okay. I'm going to cleanse some of this energy. We're going to get some incense going. I'm hearing I'm going to use my Crow deck as a part of the tarot. Seeing that it's been about 10 days since I was prompted to do this message, I'm feeling a little bit more generous, just out of gratitude for the patience that I have and grace I have been given to get this message out when my energy was right. It could be a collective thing where things have just been extra hard emotionally for us. I just know I was feeling it, and it did not feel right to give my energy out in a reading like this when I was not in the alignment that I needed to be for this specific thing. So on top of my Crow tarot deck that I'm going to be using, I have Prophecy Stone and Rose Quartz. There may be something that you're needing a little bit more clarity on. I want to tell you that I don't tell fortunes. I am given information often on probability and statistics of where someone is most likely to go, where you are most likely to go, and where the best path actually would be. So what that means is, as human beings, we have free will, but we also have the ability to shift our paths if we want to. A lot of people will not. We are creatures of habit, and we will continue down these particular different paths with slightly variated choices that we do. And I always see them as like these red paths. The fated path is a red path. It is a don't go there. Don't do that. Don't just leave it to fate. Fate allows for you to be pulled in any direction that anybody else wants. It makes you highly influenceable. The destined path, the higher path, the greater, more aligned, but harder to walk path, I call the green path, the green paths. And there's a wide variety of things you can do that are still, you have free will to choose, and you're still in that green area, right? So the red path over here, and then there's just the angry, stubborn paths, and those are like way over here. We're not even talking about those. So we are more likely to choose a fated path, mainly because we don't want to put in the effort, the healing, the consistency that it takes to get over to our most divine, most loving, best outcome path. So when I give these messages, it is a mixture of where you're probably going to go, and also what Spirit would like to give you as a message to try to get you over to a greener path, a greener pasture, if you will. So Spirit, I would like first to get a little bit of insight into what is the energy that we are needing to cover first and foremost today. In what category, what emotion, what situation, whatever it is, I'm feeling it like just really hitting my heart here. Like, it's almost like, you know, when you've got really bad grass, we're back to grass, like a lawn, a really bad lawn, or somebody has a really bad lawn, and it's so bad that like the best thing that you can do is just scoop it out from underneath. Like, just take this tool, which I don't know the name for, and take like the entire top layer of grass and dirt off of it to get the roots out of there. And then to completely either reseed or just lay turf down, you know, properly. I don't know that. I don't know the process. I have a whole field of dandelions back in my backyard right now. And it feels like that. Like there's like this need to just take all of that out. That feeling like whatever has been planted recently, it just needs like eradication, like complete eradication. So what are we dealing with here for this individual? Okay. So yeah, it is we have the 8 of Swords here. Swords are about thought, about the mind. Could be things that are going through your mind. And this 8 here is this 8 of Swords. It's this like self-restriction or these obstacles that you have created for yourself in some way that actually aren't as impossible to get out of as it may seem. So this looks like a pretty bad situation, right? You've got like ropes all around this crow, and there's swords all around, and there's a rope over the eyes, like a blindfold. And so this crow, if they keep the rope there, they may end up hurting themselves because they can't see how to get out of the swords, right? But if they just wiggle themselves out of the rope, which is not tightly around them really, like that sword can actually cut right through that rope, and it doesn't have to go very far to cut through it. I don't know where it's attached or if it's attached on the other side at all, but it's not horribly tightly bound, and it's not impossible to get out of with just a little bit of wise action. And so there may be something that you have found yourself in that if you pause and think about your next right action, you'll find that it is not as severe as you thought, because this crow actually could hop right through here and get themselves out with just a little bit of work. They might lose a few feathers, right? They might have a couple of wounds that they'll have to clean, but it's not impossible to get out of there. So whatever the situation is that we are going to be covering has to do with something that you can actually get yourself out of. Okay, so we have the 9 of Cups here, and it's in reverse. And cups are a lot about heart, intuition, or some type of generosity, of like gift of some kind. It's like the good feeling stuff. And in the upright position, this card may in most terms stand for like wish fulfillment. It's known as like the wish fulfillment card, like things that are coming in that you want. In this position, it kind of goes hand in hand with that 8 of Swords, where it's talking about like obstacles and not really in a good place. And this is like, maybe you're feeling like things are not working out, that things are not going to plan, that your wishes have not been coming true, that you may find yourself in a pretty hard place. in almost like a hopeless place. And so I want to ask Spirit, since we have this information where things, I keep feeling like heart, especially with the rose quartz, it's very much about love, unconditional love, self-care, heart healing, things like that. If we have this information in front of us, I want to ask Spirit, utilizing the Crow Tarot Guidebook to help us with more direct communication on what the message is. What would you like this person in front of me to know about this entire energy that we're talking about? This situation, these feelings, this part in their journey that they're finding themselves. We have Justice in reverse. Instantly, when I see Justice in reverse, I think of like something being very unfair. And without more context from Spirit, when this comes out, it could be that your actions are unfair to others, someone's actions have been unfair to you, your actions towards yourself are really unfair, your thoughts, your feelings, the way that you are handling yourself are unfair, or the thoughts, feelings, or way you're handling yourself about a situation are unfair. And so you're going to have to take this as this resonates and be very honest with yourself on whether you have been unfair to someone and maybe you have created a problem, or this may be the validation that you're needing to help nurture your heart, where something or someone has been very unfair. It's been very unfortunate. I actually don't want to say unfortunate. It's just been very unfair, unjust. Because unfortunate would be like the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. So when we're looking at, I just opened it to the Wheel of Fortune. The next one is Justice. So in upright, it stands for fairness, balance, and law. But in reverse, it says it may indicate that there's a person who hasn't been completely honest. If you look deep inside, that person may even be yourself. Just like I was saying, like you may have to be really honest with yourself. And it could be both. It could be that there is some accountability that needs to happen on both sides. And where do we start with that? We always start with ourselves. We cannot force somebody else to be accountable. We have to start with being accountable for the parts that we have done. And with that 8 of Swords coming out first, there is something, maybe maybe it's not anything that you've done to anyone or anything, but there is something that is self-created and that can also be fixed, healed, changed, moved through your own energy, your own choices, your own path that you choose. And it ain't gonna be easier if it's aligned. Because I'm pointing over here like we've got green paths over here. And right now, where you're at, from what I am understanding, is you are in a red zone, a not divine path. You may be a little bit off track, but that's okay, because we can always course correct. There is always a path. All paths lead to home, okay? All paths, even if we loop and go all over the place, like eventually you're going to find yourself in the right place. It's like, do you really want to go through all the loops and hoops when you could have like just gone over this direction? It's hard. Sometimes you're like digging through an entire mountain, creating a tunnel. And so that's a lot of hard work and really dangerous. I speak in like, metaphors right now, but it's not easy to go this route. So it says, if you look deep inside, that person may even be yourself. It may be a good time to examine your personal truth. So I love it when what I'm feeling from the card also comes out in what the card actually says. I do know this deck pretty well, but I don't know it well enough to know like what each one says in here. And I haven't used it for a while, so I want to be honest and forthcoming, just like Spirit is asking you to be honest and forthcoming as well. Maybe more so than you normally do. Is there another message? Yes. For this individual, we have the Six of Swords. So like I had said, you might lose a few feathers. I know for sure. Well, I think I know for sure. If I remember right, this card in the book actually does say you may lose a few feathers. So the Six of Swords, that's like moving to calmer waters. Like you're meant to move to this calmer path. Like this crow flies off. If I remember this card, it talks about like this crow flying off into a calmer space, but you may lose a few feathers on the way. Let's see if I'm remembering right. But either way, we see this big ocean here. I do know that with the Six of Swords in the upright position, it does often mean like you've been in a turbulent place, but you are moving in the right direction. And part of that may have been purchasing this reading or sitting here for this if you're not the intended person for this, because sometimes, you know, people see these on social media where I post them and someone did purchase this for themselves. But if you are watching this and you're not that person, part of that message may be that like you're moving to these calmer waters because you're willing to sit through something like this and hear, maybe I didn't do everything perfect, which is hard for our egos sometimes because we like to think of ourselves as the good person and like that we're well intended and that, you know, we didn't mean to hurt anybody or we didn't mean to make a mistake. And, you know, just because you didn't mean to hurt someone doesn't mean that you didn't. And I myself am someone that knows this very well. Like the work that I do, even with this message of even delivering to you that like, hey, there might be something you need to think about and take some ownership for, that can be really hurtful to people to hear. And I have to own that too, that like Spirit does ask me to show up in this way and to say these types of things. Patience and letting things flow. I just am hearing that for you, beautiful soul. Like there's a little bit of like maybe not picking up on cues or pausing long enough to see details and like letting things unfold. And I feel like you're brought to me in this moment because I just like, that's why I didn't do your reading until today, because I've been struggling through those things and they're not something that I struggle with this deeply that often. And so it feels very aligned that like that's the energy that's like coming through of being a little bit more patient and letting things flow and maybe paying a little bit closer attention to what's around you, which goes back to that Eight of Swords with like if you would just think about the next action that you could take to get out of something or to move out of something or to heal through something, you would see that like it's not as hard as it seems today, now, or recently. We are going to the Six of Swords though. Upright. Through the snow, the crow makes a trip over choppy waters in pursuit of a better life. Along the way, he has lost a few feathers, but it is a sacrifice he made for a chance to rebuild and start over. The Six of Swords denotes a time that will require you to cut your losses and begin anew. Remember I was talking about like taking all of that dirt, like that it felt like on my heart, like you just needed to like completely like remove. There's still dirt underneath, okay? Like you yourself at your core are still you, but like whatever is growing here on the top is just not good fruit, good grass. Like it's not healthy. It's like I just want to say like it's infected. And I don't know if that's just the way that you've been handling things, or if that's the people around you, or a mixture of both. It kind of feels like a mixture of both. But something needs to be eradicated and removed. So cutting your losses, begin anew. This decision will not come easily, and there may be feelings of regret along the way. However, once the journey is complete, you will be able to recognize that the result was worth the sacrifice. Focusing on the new opportunity instead of the loss will help ease the transition. What else, Spirit? I hear there's another one there in this deck. And that for this deck, this will be the last one. The Queen of Cups. Okay. So this is, oh, I have chills now. Okay. The rest of the message may have been really hard. I would say my hairs are standing up, but like I recently used like an epilator on my arm, so I don't have any right now. But I'm feeling the goosebumps. This one is giving the sweet core that I was talking about, like you at your core. You are kind, you are compassionate, you are intuitive, you are very loving. And sometimes, like, loving to your own detriment, or unable to understand how other people aren't that way. Like, how are people not like you? You know, like, how are people not able to feel that? Like, feel such deep love and passion and have like intuition, like, but the thing is that people aren't like you. I mean, there are people that are, but like the world is like such a mixed bag that you really are going to meet people that just can't meet you where you're at. And sometimes if we don't leave these situations, if we don't move on and cut our losses and go somewhere new and like scrape up that old yuck stuff, we actually end up being the problem. And that is really hard because like we knew we were supposed to move on, or we knew we were supposed to let this go, or that it wasn't healthy and it wasn't working. Whatever it is, like something in us knew we were supposed to let it go. Even if it comes back or doesn't, I'm not here to say that part. I'm here to say that the letting go is a part of it, that choosing these paths over here that are green, these greener pastures, and whatever topic this is for you, that is the route. What are you likely to choose? Well, probability and statistics wise, you're probably going to go through a couple more cycles, but you don't have to. You really don't have to. I'm here to tell you that there's enough information right here for you to choose here. I have chills again through my whole body with that. But it's also okay if you go through more cycles. And you don't have to feel bad. You don't have to feel like you failed. You don't have to beat yourself up or carry shame or guilt. Sometimes we're just not ready. I've been saying that a lot this last couple of days. My sister's in from out of town, and out of state actually. And she's like, are you ready to do this thing? And I'm like, not yet. And owning that is a part of the healing in the process too. So maybe you are needing to hear like this validation that maybe you aren't ready for something, or maybe you are. And maybe you just needed this little nudge to say, there's enough here that you could move this direction and release whatever this is. The Queen of Cups, though, in here, it says, on her throne, surrounded by the ocean's bounty, the serene queen stares out into the water where she connects with her subconscious mind and receives messages from her higher self. The cup in front of her is covered with feathers and represents her inner thoughts. The Queen of Cups denotes loving, intuitive energy that may be found in an older woman in your life during a time you seek healing. I'm probably older than you. I'm 40. Maybe that's what they're talking about, but could be a mom, a grandmother, could be an ancestor on the other side, could be a teacher, a friend that's got something that Spirit wants to deliver to you. Could be me and somebody else. This energy may also manifest in yourself during times you need self-love. I feel like it's a yes and. Like both things are needed. Lots of self-love. Not selfishness. Loving things for yourself. Prioritizing yourself. And not prioritizing yourself in a selfish way. I mean like prioritizing choosing healthy options for yourself before you bleed out for somebody else. The Queen of Cups brings a gift of compassion and emotional connectedness that may be directed toward you or that you will direct toward another in need. Let's bring me back to this rose quartz. When I think of like if there was a crystal that represented the Queen of Cups, it's absolutely rose quartz. I don't know if you use crystals, you don't have to. But if you do, and if you have access to rose quartz, it may feel really good to just hold on your heart and just breathe and just allow the energy of the earth and this beautiful crystal that God made. I don't know if you believe in God. I do. This beautiful crystal that God made, and just allowing whatever energy that the universe wants to deliver to you for your highest good, to help you get to your highest possible timeline, your destined path. With nothing nefarious attached, that you just allow that to flow through to you. You can do it with or without a crystal though, you know. Intention can be powerful though. I am feeling like there is a card in this deck to read to you. Where are we going? Spirit, please guide the highest good of this individual to the best message. I'm going to be on the left-hand side of the deck. My left hand. It's over here. Somewhere in here. Yes. Rest on the bottom with a crescent moon. So maybe you're in need of rest. Sometimes I just shuffle when I'm not yet sure what to do or what to ask. Here, split in half. Take the right side. Where did I put the rest of those cards? Oh, literally right there. Four down. One, two, three, four. Yes, these are interesting cards. I don't use them often. Inner strength. I love this. It says Rhiannon. Ooh, I got like chills with this. It's a time where you're going to need to draw on your inner strength. Oh, I have chills all the way. Ooh, goosebumps. Let's see. These are in alphabetical. It says, don't give up now. You can do this. Rhiannon is a Welsh lady of the other world whose name means great queen, like that Queen of Cups, great queen. She features in medieval manuscripts called the, I'm going to say this totally wrong, Mabinogion. Rhiannon twice avoided arranged marriages and was falsely accused of murdering her own baby. Refusing to blame those who wronged her, she instead rose above adversity by taking command of her female power. So there may be something in there of refusing to blame somebody else, rising above and taking command of your own power. Rhiannon worked from within an unjust, there's that justice in reverse. Whoa, spiriting right now, and I love it. Rhiannon worked from within an unjust social structure to improve her circumstances rather than trying to escape it entirely. A goddess of strength and sovereignty, Rhiannon encourages us to heal the inner victim. Her many symbols include the moon, and before pulling this, we saw that rest, and I noted that it had a crescent moon, the moon, white mares, moonstones, and white flowers. Beautiful Rhiannon rides on a white horse, bathing you in her moonlit glow. She sees that you need a reminder of your inner strength. Jumping down from her saddle, she confidently takes your arm in hers as you walk together through a magical forest. It may feel as if life is stacked against you, or that your challenges are just too much to bear. Rhiannon says softly, I see the weight upon your back. Ooh, chills on my back. The uphill climb, the obstacles in your path. There's that Eight of Swords with the obstacles there. Let's set your burdens down for a moment at the rest. As you gaze into my eyes, I invoke your great spiritual powers of endurance. You were made for this life of determined empowerment, and you will reach your destination. Don't crumble now. You have what it takes to go the distance. I'll never ask you to ignore your suffering or fatigue, but your instant remedy is to remember your sovereignty and greatness. Recall your enormous capacity to triumph within seemingly impossible circumstances. Reflect upon your inspiring perseverance in the face of any oppressive system that doesn't honor you. Stay devoted to the path that is calling now. You're stronger than you know. The additional meanings for this card are: if you are feeling defeated or overwhelmed, ask for help. Don't let the past define your present. This relationship or situation requires your commitment now. Your current challenge holds a hidden gift. Not all of these are going to fit. I'm just reading them. Invocation, it says, challenges and adversity bring forth my majestic strength. I'm going to pull one more card. I'm hearing I don't need that stack at all. And the number 12. So we're going to go 12 down from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Again from this deck. Really digging this deck apparently. Sacred Medicine, Asclepios. I could be saying that wrong. Snakes have been really significant lately. For me, I just did a video earlier that had me talking about how snakes have come up. Okay. It says support for your health is coming in. Be a medical innovator. Asclepios was the greatest healer of the ancient world. As a baby, he glowed with a halo of golden light. By the age of 6, he could name every medicinal plant and understand basic anatomy. Mentored by Chiron the centaur, he matured into a consummate physician, surgeon, and pioneer of scientific medicine. His vast sanctuary at Epidaurus comprised a sports stadium, theater, baths, a dream temple, and a hospital. He believed that the injured and infirm needed medical treatments in combination with exercise, music, dance, and story. His priests would record patients' dreams and use the information to prescribe a cure. The serpent entwined rod of Asclepios is a symbol for numerous medical institutions today. The Greek god of medicine, rejuvenation, and healing comes into your life today to offer a dose of positive energy for your well-being. If you're dealing with an illness, injury, or ailment, he understands your struggle and suffering. He knows the anxiety, depression, and frustration that can accompany long and short-term health problems. He leads you into his sun-filled sanctuary garden full of medicinal plants. I am here to take care of you. Trust that you're in good hands. You are safe in your body. You may need, whether this is physical, emotional, a variety of things, sometimes we need to hear you are safe in your body. Like, you are safe. You are okay. Like, we need to remind our bodies of this because of all the things that we have been through over and over and over again, where it feels like we don't really get a break and we're just like into the next thing. So we may need to hear, that may be a reason that you need to hear this card. It could be that you also have a physical health issue, something that maybe you've dealt with for a long time, or you had news come in. It says, I watch over the medical profession and can guide you to the right doctors and treatments. Invoke me before surgeries or consultations, and I'll work my light through your practitioners. Healing from illness is never purely physical. There are always emotional, psychological, and spiritual elements. Asclepios was a master at blending scientific and holistic methods. He's presently guiding medical professionals and researchers to combine traditional and complementary practices. Could you be a part of this new era of sacred medicine? The additional meanings, which may be important here as to why it was pulled. Your divine life purpose is in the medical profession. Work with integrative medicine, conventional treatments combined with complementary therapies for yourself or as a practitioner. And illness is sometimes a sign of a life that needs rerouting. That feels very, the other things may resonate for you, but this right here feels like going back to the overall message, like the path that you have recently been walking may need to be shifted. That fits really well with this entire message. Be honest with yourself. Again, coming back to that honesty, be honest with yourself about what you'd like to change. And then it says, I take responsibility for my health. I heal my mind, spirit, and body. Spirit, is there anything else that you would like for me to bring forward for this individual? Yes. We're going to pull another card here. These are intuitive cards, and I'm just going to ask that Spirit rounds this out with a final, like, what is the best possible card that I could deliver to you from here that will give some more meaning, some more guidance, some more clarity to your life. The Eight of Cups, there's something you need to walk away from. The Eight of Cups is often one about walking away from something. So there's something that is not serving you that you do need to walk to something brighter. It might not be easy. It might look a little bit scary. There may be some obstacles there in the way for you to have to work through. Some water that you have to walk through, some emotions, some difficult emotions. But there is something that you're being nudged to. My right ear just rang. That's important, that you're being nudged. You're not forced. You're not required. No one's telling you that you have to, but it would be in your highest and best good to leave something behind. This could be a way of being or being around certain situations, people, things, substances, whatever it is for you. There is something that you are being asked to leave behind, and it is the thing that you have been thinking of pretty much this entire time. Probably the first thing that came to your mind. Thank you for allowing me to read for you. I appreciate you purchasing this reading. If you were not the person that purchased this and it helped you, please let me know in the comments. If you are looking for your own personal message from Spirit, best message, you can get to those by purchasing a recorded reading. I never got around to putting them back to full price. At least not yet. I've got to figure out how to do that. So I've just been giving the discounted price all this time. Thank you again. I wish you well on your journey. May you have so much peace and many blessings.